All right, got to talk Ohtani. Baseball fans, you with us? We're diving deep into what's going on with this guy, Shohei Ohtani. I'm Ryan Lamas.
Ron Esclito here.
And honestly, Ohtani's the reason everyone's rethinking, like, what's even possible in baseball, right?
You're kidding. It's been insane to watch.
But there's this whole shoulder thing from the World Series, and then he wins this huge award, even though he hasn't pitched all year. So by the end of this deep dive, you're going to be dropping some serious baseball knowledge. Get ready.
Oh, absolutely. Let's jump right in. That shoulder injury was rough timing, man. Game 2 of the World Series, Dodgers are trying to even things up with the Astros. Ohtani tries stealing second.
And then, bam, he's down, clutching his arm. You can see it on everyone's faces, like, uh-oh.
For real. Turned out to be a partially dislocated shoulder. Subluxation is the fancy doctor word, meaning it popped out then back.
Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, too, saying Ohtani's strength and range of motion were good afterwards. So fingers crossed he can get back in the series.
Hopefully. But even if he does, this injury could throw things off. He wasn't having his usual show-stopping World Series even before this.
Right, and the Dodgers are needing him to deliver. Plus, they've got other guys hurting, too. Freeman with the ankle, Rojas needing hernia surgery later.
It's like one thing after another, definitely adding to the pressure.
No doubt. But here's the thing. Even with this shoulder mess, Ohtani still had a historical season. He just won the National League Outstanding Player Award, which, get this, is voted on by the other MLB players.
That's huge. Basically, they're acknowledging he's on another level, you know?
Exactly. And remember, he didn't pitch at all this year, elbow surgery, recovery, and all that. So this award, purely for his hitting.
Bonkers. Makes you wonder, though, just how good was his hitting? Let's talk OPS. On-base plus slugging measures how well a hitter gets on base. AND hits for power. Ohtani's was .945.
That's nuts, like up there with the best in history.
Truly. Think of it like a video game, your character just racking up insane points. That's Ohtani's hitting, but in real life.
Speaking of awesome things, got to tell you all about this YouTube channel, Thinkiverse. It's all about unlocking knowledge across the spectrum. They've got deep dives just like this one, but on all sorts of topics.
Seriously, if you like learning new stuff, go check them out.
For real, like and subscribe. Won't regret it. Now, back to Ohtani. He didn't pitch this year, but last year. Historic stuff. 50 home runs, Andy 50 stolen bases. Same season. They call it a 50-50 season. It's ridiculously rare.
Practically unheard of. Makes you realize this guy's not just good, he's changing the game.
Right. And on top of all of that, he's a two-time American League MVP, 2021 and 2023. Dude's the real deal, no question.
And here's the kicker. He's only 30. Baseball years, that's still young. He's got so much career left, potentially.
Which brings us to the big question. What does the future hold for Shohei Ohtani?
Right.
Like, seriously.
Will his body even hold AP with how much he pushes himself? Can he keep exceeding everyone's expectations? So many unknowns, but man, is it exciting to watch.
It's captivating, no doubt. We'll dig into those questions more as we go. But first, gotta understand, what makes Ohtani so special in the first place?
So we've talked injury, we've talked awards, but what really makes Ohtani stand out, it's that he's elite at both hitting and pitching.
It's wild. Like most guys, they pick one, get really good at it. Ohtani's out here dominating both sides.
Seriously, and when he pitches, it's not like he's just, okay. Dude throws heat.
Oh, for sure. And we haven't even gotten to his pitching stats, which are just as crazy as his hitting. Career ERA of 3.01, meaning he barely gives up any runs.
For context, anything under 3 ERA is already phenomenal. He's consistently at that level.
And he's won 38 games, only lost 19. That's dominance right there. But it's not just the numbers, you know. Watching him pitch, you see this intensity, this focus.
Oh, 100%. Like, different person than when he's at bat, hitting. He's got that relaxed, almost joyful vibe.
Right. But pitching, it's all business. You can tell both roles, they mean something to him.
That's what makes him so inspiring to watch. He's pushing himself constantly, not afraid to take risks. I mean, the guy moved from Japan to MLB, and he's thrived under that pressure.
Seriously, talk about a huge leap. And then he signs that monster contract with the Dodgers, 10 years, $700 million. The weight of expectations on that.
Astronomical. But he handles it all so well, it seems. No flashiness, no arrogance, just plays the game, loves what he does.
And that's what makes him a great role model for young athletes, you know. You can achieve wild things, hard work, dedication, love for the game. It goes a long way.
Absolutely. Now, we've been throwing around some baseball lingo. Got to make sure everyone's on the same page. Talked about OPS for hitters, but pitchers have ERA, earned run average. How many runs they give up per 9 innings?
Lower the ERA, the better. Think of it like this. ERA of 2 means on average, they only give up 2 runs each full game. So Ohtani's 3.01. He's basically a wall out there stopping runs.
The best. Speaking of walls, though, ever feel like you hit one when learning something new? It's frustrating, right?
Happens to the best of us. But what if there was a place you could unlock all this knowledge? No walls in sight.
That's what Thinkiverse is all about. Our YouTube channel, we do these deep dives on all sorts of topics: sports, science, history, you name it.
If you dig this Ohtani deep dive, you'll love what Thinkiverse has going on. Seriously, hit that subscribe button, join the community of curious minds. You won't be disappointed.
Back to Ohtani, though. We've talked talent, work ethic. But there's another side to this story, one we gotta address.
For sure. We celebrate the achievements, but gotta acknowledge the risks too. Pushing your body to that limit, it comes at a cost.
Right. That shoulder injury in the World Series, it's a reminder, even the best athletes aren't invincible.
Makes you think, doesn't it? All that talent, the drive, but then that injury happens. How much can one person handle?
Yeah, a lot of folks are asking that same question. Especially with him doing both hitting A&D pitching at this level.
And it's not JC they hit the shoulder. Remember, he had that elbow surgery last year. No pitching at all this season.
Yeah. Right. And elbow stuff, that's always scary for pitchers. So much stress on that joint, it can just give out sometimes.
So the big question, is this sustainable, this two-way thing, long-term? Or could it actually, shorten his career?
Tough one. On the one hand, you don't want to stifle potential. If he's got the talent, let him go for it, you know?
Absolutely. Especially when you see how much he enjoys it. But then there's protecting him, too. Nobody wants to see injuries cut him short.
And that's where it gets tricky. It's a balancing act, pushing your limits, BUT, knowing when to ease up, too.
And it's not just physical, right? It's mental, emotional. The pressure this guy must feel carrying a whole fan base's hopes.
Not even just one fan base, multiple. Japanese fans, Dodgers fans. That's a lot to handle.
It is a lot. So, yeah, we're excited to see what he does, but got to be mindful of the cost, too, you know?
And that goes back to the role model thing. Young athletes, they see the dedication, which is great, but also, gotta know, it's okay to prioritize health.
100%. Pushing yourself is one thing, but ignoring your body, saying enough. That's a lesson for everyone, athlete or not.
Speaking of lessons, you checked out Thinkiverse yet? Our YouTube channel, we break down all sorts of stuff like we're doing with Ohtani here.
If you're digging this deep dive, trust me, you'll love Thinkiverse. New episodes every week, science, history, pop culture, all kinds of topics.
Seriously, subscribe. We nerd out on learning. Come join the fun.
All right, so we've covered a lot today. Ohtani's talent, that crazy injury, and these bigger questions about, can he keep this up?
And I think what's so fascinating is that he forces us to ask those questions. He's not just a player. He's a phenomenon, changing how we think about baseball.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Two-way, one-way. However it goes, he's made his mark, that's for sure.
Inspired so many people, challenged the norm. Proof that sometimes the biggest achievements come from defying what's expected.
So watch the rest of that World Series. Follow Ohtani's career. Keep these things in mind, pushing limits but protecting yourself.
And remember, even when things get tough, there's always room to grow, bounce back, and chase those dreams.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to Thinkiverse for more, and we'll catch you next time.